There's nothing better really than music, well, if you call this music, and great friends, old friends. We have been friends since college, just 5-6 years ago.
I was going to say like maybe 8.
Okay, I'll take it. This is Michelle Yannick, and she's been a dear friend for years, and we're kind of reminiscing, which is why today we're going to make throwback foods, things that, well, they were comfort foods back then, and even more so now.
You know what? Yeah, we didn't even know they were comfort foods back then.
True.
We just ate them, and now we look back and go, God, I really wish I had one of those.
That is so true, and especially after what everybody's been through recently, where I think we're all trying to go back to comfort and peacefulness and safety, all of the things that make us feel good inside. And when we feel that way, we don't feel so stressed.
Exactly.
Right? And we know that stress can kill. If you're always stressed to a huge degree, you can really start bringing on illness.
A lot of illness, yes.
And laughter is the best medicine. One thing Shelley tells
I
us
laugh all the time.
Yeah, tell a joke, tell a bad joke, she'll laugh.
I'll laugh. I'll laugh.
See? I told you. So she had her birthday a couple months ago, but we weren't together. And I felt bad, so I wanted to kind of make up for it.
Yes.
So I wanted to give you a little birthday gift today.
And what is that?
Well, because I said music is so soothing to the soul, that perhaps I would play a little song for you.
Well, go right ahead.
All right, so here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You can join in, by the way. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
There you have
it. Ukulele. Gosh, it's been a long time.
I could use a few lessons, this is true. But see, this is what gives me peace, because I can laugh. You have to laugh at yourself.
You have to laugh at yourself.
You can't take yourself too seriously.
I never do. I never do.
However, when it comes to what goes on in the kitchen, well, that's another story, because you're going to be making something that's really special.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to be the taste tester. That's where it gets serious.
And cooking is the best thing to reduce stress, at least for me.
So true. For me, too. It's therapeutic.
You get in your own little space.
Yes.
And you don't have to think about anything. You don't have to. You can ignore everybody. And you just, do your thing in the kitchen. I love that.
And they let you ignore them because they know what's at the end.
Something's going to come. Something good is going to come.
Yeah, they're going to be able to sink their teeth into something good. And that's what we're going to share with you today. Again, making comfort foods, going back to easier times. So I'll be making a cheese ball. I'm going to show you how to make that. Super easy, and I'm telling you, they're really good. They do sell them in stores. They're great as a backup, but if you can make them yourself, I'm telling you, try it. Yeah. We're also going to make a Waldorf salad. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right?
Do they still have those in restaurants?
Well, maybe at the Waldorf
Astoria, yeah.
We'll talk about that. Oh, and by the way, one of these days we have to have a show where we make something for the dogs.
Oh,
because they have to eat healthfully too. We have to take really good care of our pets.
I gave my dog nothing but people food. That's
pretty much. And they, I get this guy organic. He loves his little organic meatballs and things like that. Yes. Because we want them around a long time, right?
That's right.
Right, you're supposed to bark on cue. Hello? Hello? All right, into the kitchen we go. So here we are in the kitchen. I'm going to show you how to make a homemade cheese ball, but first I wanted to let you know that we're going to be talking to a doctor coming up in this show in just a few short minutes. He's going to be talking about inflammation, pretty much chronic inflammation that can breed illness. So you really have to have a good, healthy, clean diet to keep that chronic inflammation at bay. A lot of it is fruits and vegetables. Eat those, you're going to be in good shape. So Dr. Joe Sugar coming up in just a couple of minutes. But first, Shell, come on in.
Hi.
She's going to help me. She's going to be my able-bodied assistant
I'm going to try.
To help me make this cheese ball. But first, I wanted to thank you.
You're welcome.
These flowers are gorgeous. 3 beautiful orchids that you brought me today. And these are my favorites.
I'm so glad.
I love them. You did good.
I love
Ray,
them too.
if you would do the honors and grab them for us, because we're going to need to spread out here for this cheese ball, right? We've got our crackers ready, but first we have to make the cheese ball. First things first,
let's get to it.
Okay, and now the thing is with this, again, it's a comfort food. It's something that I used to make with my mom back in the day. Aww. And this was back in the day. So it conjures up memories, and I think that's what's great about comfort foods.
Absolutely.
It's not just great food, but then you have those great
It
stories
just makes you
that
feel
can revisit.
good.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so
exactly.
now, again, another shameless plug, because I only say this because it's in my book, My Italian Kitchen, Homestyle Recipes Made Lighter and Healthier.
And I cook from this book constantly. I love the recipes in here. I just have to say it. I'm not because you're standing here, but I really do.
And they're easy, right?
Oh gosh,
they're easy, quick, and nutritious. So we're taking the homemade cheese ball recipe right out of this book. So I want to kind of stick to it. I eyeball everything now because I've been doing this for so long, but I want to make sure that for people who are just learning this, that we have the exact right amounts here. But again, with cooking, you can kind of do your own thing to some extent. Yeah. So we're going to start with, we've got a cup of sharp cheddar, so it's already shredded. We're also going to take a cup of Swiss cheese. You can use light Swiss, baby Swiss, anything you want. This is low-fat Swiss, and this is about a cup. Now, since it's not shredded, we're going to put it in our food processor, and this should be about a cup. In fact, I think what I'm going to do, just to make sure that we can shred it correctly here, we'll cut it again, and this should make about a cup. So we're going to put it into the food processor just like this, and before you know it, we've got shredded cheese. If you can find it already in the supermarket shredded, do it. That's what I did with this. This cheddar cheese was already shredded. It's nice when you can find it. If not, if you've got a food processor, it does the trick. Here we go. And voila, we have got probably a cup of shredded Swiss cheese,
that looks
right?
like a cup.
In here, right? So we're gonna combine that. And then I'm telling you, the ingredients in this are so delicious. Now, one thing we're going to need, Shell, if you would do me a favor, which is great to have when you can, an assistant in the kitchen, because when you forget something, they can go do that while you're doing this. Over in that cupboard, if you can get me a nice round plate, because what we're going to do is we're going to spread out these pecans. We've got about a quarter cup of really finely chopped pecans that you can also put in the food processor. I did that already, so I've got them ready. That should do it, sure. Let's do that. And you can spread those pecans on there. In the meantime, we're going to put everything else right into this bowl with the cheese. We've got about a quarter teaspoon of dried mustard. That'll give it a little zing. Quarter teaspoon of port wine. Yes. And about a half a teaspoon of Worcestershire. There you go. Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Gives it a nice flavor. But really what puts this dish or this ball over the top so you can be assured you're having a ball when you're enjoying it is this horseradish sauce. Not as strong as regular horseradish, but it still has a zing. So it adds a little excitement to the palate. Yes.
That smells
and
great.
That's going to be, we can just kind of go like this. It's going to be, I thought I put it in here. Yes, I did.
Right there.
We've got about I think it's, let me see what it calls for. I want to make sure that we're sticking to this recipe. 1 1/4 teaspoon of your horseradish sauce. And you see how easy this is. It's just, you just have to mix it all up and then start forming. Okay, so we're going to get a spoon here, mix it up. You want a nice big spoon and always have everything in hand. Now what you're going to do with a spoon is kind of get everything combined, and at that point, with very clean hands, you are going to start.
Have very clean hands.
Okay, you're going to start forming the cheese ball. Okay, so in fact, what I'm going to do here is really get it combined. How many times have I washed my hands so far today?
Well, since I've been here, about 4 or 5.
Right? But who's counting?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we forgot one other thing, which we didn't forget, but I want to make sure that you remember, is about 2 tablespoons of soft cream cheese that also goes in here and makes it nice.
How bad could cream cheese be?
That's right. Makes it nice
in anything.
And by the way, Shell, you bring up a good point. You can use low-fat cream cheese too, and it tastes just as good. It works just as well. It's not an issue. The only thing is, this is a bit of a challenge. You have to really kind of work your way in there. It's almost like when you're making meatballs and you have to combine all the ingredients into the meat.
Best thing to do is use your hands.
That's right. And I have a little injury here, so I can only use one. It's not easy. All right, Shell, I'm going to have you dig in as well.
All right.
So you kind of get all of the ingredients together.
Okay.
Now you can make one big cheese ball or you can make a few.
Oh, okay.
If you want to make maybe individual ones, you have a little party and you're entertaining.
Okay.
See that? It's like a meatball.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Exactly right.
And then just roll it in those pecans a little bit. And then we'll put it right here on this cutting board. Okay. There we have it. Just like that. Oh, that looks nice. So there we go. Now we're going to continue making them. But in the meantime, there's no fuss, no muss as far as cooking. You don't have to do anything.
Oh, really?
You just then put it on a plate with some crackers.
And you're done.
And instant delight.
Oh, wow.
Right? It's just fabulous. I'm going to make a bigger one here. We may not have enough nuts. We may need a few more nuts. Or are you nuts enough? And voila, you have got an instant snack.
Nice.
That's actually good for you. This has got a lot of protein, calcium,
looks
and
delicious.
deliciousness.
Oh.
What are you doing over there? You making a pancake or what? We are here right now with one of my favorite doctors, Dr. Joseph Sugar. He's with Eisenhower Health in the Coachella Valley. That's in the Palm Springs, California area. And welcome to the show. Thanks for taking time because I know how busy you are. You're a family physician, right? A general practitioner, correct?
Well, that term, we tried to retire and medicine became a specialty, but it still seems to linger on. And you're right. I take care of delivered babies for 18 years. I take care of children and adults. But I also have a degree in public health and with an emphasis in nutrition. So I've been part of preventive medicine my whole career.
And that's what we're talking about today, because to me it's all about prevention. You want to stay in good health, you have to make sure you're doing the right things so you stave off illness. Nutrition is a huge part of good health, right?
That's the biggest factor. You know, anyone who's involved in what's called functional medicine, looking at the cause of our chronic diseases that are caused by lifestyle, will tell you that 80% of the equation is what you eat. You can't be healthy on a bad diet. There's sort of 4 foods that are inflammatory to pretty much everyone, and those are going to be your wheat, barley, and rye, the grains that are heavy in gluten. They're going to be in the casein A protein of cow's milk. You know, it's funny how we get hooked on milk, and the dairy industry did a good job, even though babies right from the get-go given cow's milk have colic and rashes due to the inflammatory proteins. And then we've replaced our healthy, good Italian, Mediterranean oils like olive oil and avocado oil, and filling with processed vegetable oils like safflower oil and these other oils that are used now in cooking. Very inflammatory. I have a website, leanandfitlife.com, and the resources are the superfoods, the 52 healthiest foods you can eat. They're not inflammatory to everybody. And you can break down the superfoods into the tree nuts like walnuts and almonds, and seeds like ground flax seeds and chia seeds that are filled with protein. That's what makes a vegetarian healthy, because it should, and of course the green, leafy, and cruciferous vegetables, and then the other rainbow of vegetables. Vegetables should always be mentioned before fruit because they're so much healthier in general. I mean, blueberries are the superfoods of fruit, and a lot of people don't even know that an avocado is a fruit.
Yes, it is.
Pomegranates and others. But
Yes.
some of the fruits we think are real healthy, but they're not really that healthy.
They're high in sugar, things like bananas,
Yeah, exactly. You know, having a little citrus, I mean, right now we're in citrus season, so eat an orange or a tangerine every day. Don't get obliterated by trying to make a whole glass of juice out of 6 or 7 oranges. That's you throw away the good prebiotics and you end up with sugar water with vitamins.
Yeah, you need that pulp, you need the fiber. That's going to keep your blood sugar at a steadier level. I totally get that. I think people have to remember that, because really, I think what most people think is, oh, it's so hard to eat healthfully. It's so easy to go and get a quick burger at a fast food joint, right? But when you start learning how to cook you realize that it's easy, that it's much healthier, and you know what you're eating, and that's really critical. You need to know what you're eating.
Let me comment on animal foods, because interestingly enough, healthy animal foods, other than the milk, which I'm not sure we're supposed to be drinking milk from other animals anyway.
How about almond milk, oat milk, cashew milk?
Those are plant.
And I love those, yeah, and they're not animal-based, yeah.
But let me mention, when you eat an animal food like eggs or meat or liver or whatever, you want to know how that animal was fed and trained.
Yes.
So now we got to find out, you always want wild-caught, pasture-raised, grass-fed, healthy stuff. But a healthy egg is about as healthy a food as you could ever find.
Well, that's the whole thing. Eggs get a bad rap. Everybody thinks, oh, my cholesterol is going to skyrocket. In fact, it keeps the bad cholesterol at bay. It's a high-quality protein. They're good for us.
Now, we were brainwashed by the sugar industry that fat raised cholesterol. The truth of the matter is carbs raise cholesterol. I eat 2 eggs every day. They're one of the healthiest things. I mean, think about it. An egg yolk is able to create an entire animal. And talk about nutrient dense. There's nothing better than the yolk of an egg.
That's right. And they've got calcium. I love them. So many ways to make eggs. We need to make a diet, our diets, the most important part of our lives.
Well, you're doing it. You're doing wonderful work, Shannon. Keep it up. And I'm glad to help.
Isn't he great? I love Dr. Joe Sugar out at Eisenhower Health in the Coachella Valley, the Palm Springs area. He is a wealth of health information. So if you can kind of listen to what he's saying, you can get on a really good healthful track. Right, Shel?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, are you done with the
yes.
digesting?
Very good. It was absolutely delicious, though. I love it.
Let's put this to the side because we're moving on to our next dish here, which again is a throwback. You talk about something that's, in fact, this salad was actually created by a maitre d' at the Waldorf Astoria in New York City back in, I believe, the late 1800s.
Really?
Like 1893, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, this is how long it's been. So over the years, the Waldorf salad has taken on, many different takes. It's,
a life of its own.
Yes, very well said. They put chicken in it now, red onion, sunflower seeds, whatever your little heart desires. But again, we're going to stick to the classic this time because it's about the memories. So we're going to start with 2 chopped apples. Now, I've already cored one. I see you. Oh, there you are. So you can core them, and then it's super easy to cut up. If you don't know, you just get one of these little devices. And let me move this out of the way. And we'll just carefully put this in the middle of the apple. And then just press down and push through like that.
That's so great.
And look at that. No core.
That's so
just
easy.
Like that. So we'll get rid of that. And then all you do is just chop it up. All right? I'll tell you, this is what I love about this show. You see other cooking shows and they're perfect. Nobody would make a lot of noise putting something in the sink like that. But here at Good Food Matters, I'm telling you.
Just those things.
It's warts and all. Watch your fingers.
Yeah, watch your fingers.
Yes, and just throw them in. Now, obviously, I've already chopped up an apple or so. So we've got plenty here. This actually is 2 apples right here. Throw it right in. Okay, and that's the start of a beautiful thing. We've got a cup of chopped organic celery. You want to make sure that you try to eat organic when you're eating the entire, whatever it is, vegetable or fruit.
And what do they say about any peeled fruits? If you're going to peel it.
Like, say, an avocado, which is a fruit.
Exactly.
I don't normally get organic if I'm not going to eat the skin. Right?
Okay.
But there is a little thing with that. When you're cutting into something that's not organic, say an avocado, you don't want to use that knife again because now that knife may be contaminated with any leftover pesticides. Of course, you're washing your fruits and veggies really well. But just be careful.
Oh, okay.
Not to be paranoid, but just to be aware.
That's a good idea.
We've got some red grapes I've cut in half, seedless grapes for sure. And we talk about eating healthfully. You don't want to eat a lot of sugar, and fruits do have natural sugar in them, and grapes are a higher sugar fruit. So you want to eat the red grapes if you can. They at least have some resveratrol, which is good for aging, anti-aging. It's also got antioxidants. So anything that's got a dark color like this is going to have your antioxidants. Yeah, they're going to be healthier. We've also got some toasted walnuts. Here they are, about a half a cup. We're going to put these in. Oh, they've got to be toasted.
Walnuts.
You can also, walnuts chock full of omega-3 fatty acids, great for the brain and great for overall health, but really important. We're also going to put in, the recipe calls for sugar. I don't really want to use sugar. I think they ask for almost a tablespoon of sugar. We're going to use stevia, which is plant-based. It's natural ingredients here, nothing artificial, and it's a lot sweeter than regular sugar. So I'm only going to use a pinch.
Okay.
Which is about 1/8 of a teaspoon, right?
Oh, wow.
I think that's all we need.
Okay.
A pinch of kosher salt, right? We've got a 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt. You can use plain, or if you want something a little sweeter,
right?
You can use a honey vanilla. So you've got that natural sweetness in there already, right?
It's really
delicious.
Good.
Yes. And of course, we're going to put in some mayo because that really is a big part of this recipe is the mayo.
And you're not using that much mayo.
No, you're really not. And you can use low fat, organic.
Right.
And then of course we've got 1 lemon here, but we're not going to use a whole lemon, of course. We're just going to use a little spritz of lemon juice. And look at that pretty lemon. You talk about vitamin C, and it's all natural, organic.
I love lemons.
Right?
Yeah.
And they are so good for your immune system.
They're the best.
Yeah, and keep the colds at bay. Yeah. Do you eat these like just straight?
I have.
Okay, go ahead. Let me see.
Oh.
She won't be able to talk for a week after this.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Oh my. Wow.
This is a really good one, by the way.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these are great. These are really, and you know, you got to just know what you're buying, and again, organic.
It's really good.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay, and a little spritz of lemonade in there. Now that's, now you're talking. Lemonade, fresh lemons, nothing better. I believe that we have all of our ingredients in the bowl here.
Oh,
and
gosh,
all you have to do,
great.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And once you get it all combined, then you've got to do the taste test, right?
I'll go for that.
So let's see what it needs. Homemade Waldorf salad. I'm getting full, I'm telling you, between the Waldorf salad and the cheese balls, but we saved the best for last because, again, we're hearkening back to those great memories of our
yesteryear.
All right, well, you know, things get better with age, as they say.
And nothing beats this.
This is what you've been telling us.
Okay.
So your mom made this when you were a kid.
Absolutely. Every Friday, she would send me off to school. People were dying to get this. They wanted to trade, and I wasn't having any of that.
I remember that. Can I trade?
Can I trade my tuna fish for my bologna sandwich? No. The
organic medjool dates.
Yes.
Which are the very best. The medjools you can't beat.
Really good.
Yeah,
and what you have to do when you cut this is you really have to have your hands wet.
That's a good tip.
Yes.
Because they're so
sticky.
Yeah, so you wet your hands.
You wet your hands when you're chopping up the dates.
And it works, huh?
And it works really well.
Okay.
And then raisins.
Dark
Pop
raisins
that in.
specifically?
Any kind you want.
You can use the golden as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
3/4 of a cup of water.
Okay.
You take a teaspoon of baking soda. You put that into the boiling water. Take the water and pour it over the nuts or the dates and set it aside, let it do its thing, okay? This is actually 4 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
Mix it with...
Unsalted, salted?
I use unsalted.
Okay.
Here, of dark brown sugar. Okay, pour that in. I like to use cane sugar, something organic, raw
or even
sugar.
some stevia you could use in place of it.
Now that I know, I will do that.
Yeah.
So I'm mixing the 2 sugars, the dark sugar and the light sugar, and butter, the 4 tablespoons of butter.
Now, do you need a beater normally, or can you whisk it or?
If the butter melts before you start, then by all means you can whisk
it right up.
But you can use a mixer, you can use a blender, whatever it takes to get it
an immersion blender. You
exactly,
probably,
whatever it takes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then
put it right
flour in here.
Yes.
And we're going to
show
add.
the folks what that looks like. There you go. Nicely done.
Crack that egg.
No shells.
In there. No shells.
No shells.
Never any shells.
Okay.
Okay. Next, we're going to now add the dates and the raisins. Put that in. And you're going to want to add in all of the liquid as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Pour that
We
baby
got
right
it.
in.
Okay.
Excellent.
A teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay.
Cup of chopped walnuts. Put that in there.
Oh, this is looking really
And just
delicious.
mix it together.
Uh-huh.
It's a good workout for the arms.
Definitely.
Okay.
And you're getting that nicely and
Yes.
thoroughly combined.
Combined. Okay.
Very good.
Now,
Got the pan?
we got a pan.
Okay. Can
gonna
I help
take-
you? Oh, you got to butter it first, or is that a nonstick?
It's a nonstick pan,
Okay.
but you can butter it. Whatever, you know, and if you don't have a nonstick pan, butter it.
Okay. Good advice.
Just pour it all in here. Okay, I think it's
And this
time.
is what she would use to make your sandwich, as opposed to bread, regular
This
bread.
is exactly what she would use.
So, what kind of memories are coming to mind as you're
every time
making
I
this?
think about it, I think of the little girl that's sitting on the bench by the tetherball court.
Oh yeah. I think it's we're at 15
I think it's
minutes.
ready. It's-
Do you have to try a toothpick?
You
if it
should
comes
try
out
a
clean?
toothpick. Yes, if it comes
Okay.
out clean.
How about a
it's
knife?
fine. Even better.
Try a little
Let's
knife?
try a little knife.
Okay. And because I'm telling you, it smells
Delicious.
fabulous. The smell is wafting through the house.
Perfect.
Let's grab it.
Grab that.
Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Okay. There you
Smells
go.
delicious.
make
All
it just
right,
like Mom.
everybody. Here we go.
Straight out of the
Got
oven.
it. Oops. Oops.
Oopsie. You can always take another piece. There's
Yes,
plenty there.
There is plenty there. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
wow,
on.
that looks so good.
It is good.
Homemade date nut bread. That is just terrific. Breaking a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
cut another slice.
Okay.
Why not? Ooh, that looks so, it's a little hot.
Go for it, Janet.
Delicious.
Oh, good. Good, good, good.
It's sweet, but not over the top sweet.
Sweet,
Not overly
okay.
sweet. I love
Here
the
we
crunch
go. Perfect piece.
from the walnuts.
And then what you take, here we go.
Easy does
This
it.
is the
Here.
best part. Cream cheese. Gosh. Spread some cream cheese on.
Yeah. And my mother, God bless her, peanut butter and jelly, we were as happy as clams. What do we know from date nut bread? And cream cheese and jelly.
Little
Although I do
jelly.
remember Mom making cream cheese and jelly sandwiches. I do remember that.
On white bread, you said.
On white bread.
Yes. Have a taste.
Well, you know,
Go
we're
ahead.
going to say, well, I've already had a taste, and it's fabulous, but the problem is we're going to say goodbye, and I need to talk. I'm telling you,
That
the
is
walnuts, the toasted walnuts in this,
You can really taste
fabulous.
that.
It's got that toasty, nutty deliciousness.
It's
and then
really good, but you
Oh, my
have
goodness.
to take a bite of the
I
cream
will.
cheese.
Once
and
I
the
say
jelly.
goodbye, and thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for having me.
Michelle Yannick, we call her Shell. Thank you so much for being here and,
My
and
pleasure.
sharing
I
your
love this.
Yeah, your memories with
I
us. This
know.
is terrific. All the recipes on janetzappala.com. All right, we'll see you next time right here on Good Food Matters. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
What can I say?
Just keep eating.
Well, you can enjoy it.